few comeback stories quite like it, let alone just in motorsport. During the 1976 F1 season, two rivals went head-to-head for the title and came within a whisper of tragedy as they did. So Hollywood's take on Lauda v Hunt may not be entirely historically accurate, but it's totally absorbing. Ron Howard movies are always well crafted, usually enjoyable and sometimes a little old-fashioned, but they're rarely flashy. He's not a director who garners the attention that other movies might generate. In other words, he's a Lauda, not a Hunt. And again in 2013, he quietly went about making one of the best F1 movies ever. Not a sports since 1966 Grand Prix has Hollywood better captured the sport's unique combination of glamour, danger, and competition between men who live to drive. Rouge is a very much a Hollywood movie. It's driven by a plot and nothing going to slow it down. Facts are welcome but not essential. Details useful but adjustable if inconvenient. This is a film who wants to strap you into the passenger seat, take the corners at 150 miles an hour and then drop you off, too exhilarating to ask, hang on, did that really happen? It helps, of course, it's based on one of the most fascinating rivalries in the history between two of the sport's most compelling drivers, James Hunt and Niki Lauda, and largely focuses on the 1976 season, arguably the most dramatic in the history of F1, a season that features disparities, DQs, plenty of team politics, and Lauda suffering horrific life-changing burns and injuries after crashing at Nürburgring, only to return 6 weeks later when he was eventually pipped to the world title by 1 point. The screenplay is Peter Morgan, who has been a career out of streamlining real life into compelling drama. When we first met Hunt, he's walking into hospital, bodied by Unbound, and introduced himself as James Hunt. He may as well have said Bond. His character is so off the chart when a nurse rushes to tend to him. The viewers thought how many minutes before she jumps his bones. The answer's 2. Lauda is presented as a polar opposite. He's a ratty-looking, sullen, disappears in a crowd, but he's nonetheless extraordinary, possessing an unshakable confidence in his own abilities and astonishing technical and rapid driving skills. In rapid succession, we see him walk out of his father's lucrative business, take out a loan and buy his way into a team, pull apart and reassemble his car, immediately making it faster, and then threaten to walk out if his new team don't treat him like a number one driver. Then, just to cement his mythical rivalry with Hunt, the film has Lauda invited a woman only to find out the British driver has already dated her. Morgan first started working in the script on Spec. I grew up in England knowing all about James Hunt, recalled the writer, but I never knew Niki's side of the story. After marrying a princess, Morgan lived for a time in Vienna, and it was during this period he approached Lauda with the idea of writing a script based on the 76 season. Lauda agreed to meet up and provide Morgan with input during the draft stage. We had a lot of discussions about home movie, said Lauda. I always brought him back to reality. They were very interesting discussions. The finished script found its way to working film titles, famous for producing British movies with global appeal. The company have produced several winning films. Fellaini has always been fascinated with racing since he was a teenager. F1 was an epic piece of sporting calendar on a weekly basis. He recalled mentioning the times he'd already spoken about the movie Rush. As word of the project spread, everyone kind of got more hyped into it, and in the end there was a competition for who would portray Lauda in the film. With the cast in place, attention turned to production details, including recreating the tracks. Instead, filming took place at places like Brands Hatch, Donington and Snetterton, rather than actual Grand Prix races. The crew travelled to Nürburgring, the site of Lauda's horrifying crash. And yeah, recreating locations was the only challenge. As well as others. Not only quite getting the details and authenticity right, but also featuring visual language that will create something cinematic. Modern day racing coverage is so advanced that filmmakers want to present race footage in ways I haven't seen it before. And yeah, you can see that they did it there. The stunning races, along with the vivid characterizations, help make Rouge a worldwide hit, more than doubling its budget back and giving Howard some of the best reviews of his career, offering a lasting tribute to two characters of the sport and ultimately legends. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily F1 news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.